just gonna turn its back on Frank?
$1,250,000. I tell you I need money, and the next morning there's $1 million and change in non-sequential bills in the front seat of my car. Now, doesn't that seem a little coincidental to you?
Where would I get that kind of money?
That's what I'm here to find out.
Who is it?
Bitch, open the door.
What happened to you?
Can I come in?
Yeah. If you tell me what you're looking for, maybe I can help you.
Vinny, you have anything to drink in here? Oh, there you are.
Frank, just dispose of the Eggman gave us that 3 years ago for Christmas. I'm ready to peel paint by now.
Why are you staring at me?
I never had ringside seats to a fool festival before. What's the matter with you? Give me that.
I guess I'm a little drunk, Vinny.
Yeah.
A little drunk. You take it. I'll take it. I don't believe alcohol and driving mix. I sure as hell don't believe firearms and alcohol mix. Well, Vinny, I never could drink.
What's wrong, Frank?
There's nothing wrong. If there was something wrong, I could take care of it myself.
You don't have to bite my head off. I'm just trying to help.
I'm not biting your head off!
Frank, it's 2 o'clock in the morning and it's an hour's drive to Jersey. Why don't you tell me what's wrong?
It's my wife. She collapsed with internal bleeding this morning while she was emptying the dryer. Drake found her.
Is she all right?
Benny. Oh, God. Benny, I hate hospitals. I hate the sounds, I hate the smells, I hate the colors of it. I break into a cold sweat every time I get near one. You know, my old man died a slow death. Maybe I associate loss and lack of control with hospitals. I don't know. You know what shrinks say about guys like us? They say we become cops because we want to be in control.
Frank, what's wrong with Jenny?
Control. She's dying, Vinny. You know what it's like to watch somebody you love disintegrate by the day?
What do the doctors say?
Smoldering hepatitis? Who the hell's smoldering hepatitis? It's this insidious little beauty that eats away at the liver, and then it begins on the brain. When the liver can't filter the toxins in the body anymore, it causes periods of confusion that are similar to Alzheimer's. Jenny loses her ability to think. She can't remember to wash and comb her hair, change her clothes. She gets lost going places she's gone to for years. She wears a little bracelet, Vinny, so people can call me when she's lost and I can come and get her.
What? Have you seen any specialists? I'm sorry. That was a stupid question. I'm sorry.
There's an outside chance that a liver transplant could save her life.
Well, then do it.
It's money, Vinny. I don't have the money.
Frank, what are you talking about? You're a federal agent. The government has great health benefits.
Not for liver disease accelerated by alcoholism, it doesn't.
Jenny's an alcoholic.
It's not something we're proud of. Been in good clinics. I've had her in AA. I thought we had it licked.
Well, Frank, you're telling me that nobody will do anything for her?
The operation cost $250,000 plus maintenance. And even if I was covered, we'd be at the bottom of the list of recipients because she's a 40-year-old alcoholic. I sat in my car outside of a savings and loan. And I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. I'm sorry. Jenny's gonna die. And I'm gonna sit there and I'm gonna watch it. I'm sorry, Vince. I shouldn't have come to your house with all this. I gotta go home.
Where's Drake?
He's staying with friends tonight.
And you're staying with me tonight. Get a good night's sleep. And I'll tackle this fresh in the morning, all right? All right? All right, you take the couch.
Oh, Benny.
There you go.
Thanks, Vince.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm gonna do.
Rise and shine, Frank. Now take it to Aunt Millie's diner for a real breakfast. Frank?
I fine-combed the Bureau's insurance policy top to bottom. Frank's wife simply doesn't qualify.
The government's got to be able to do something. What about a waiver?
The government doesn't control the policy, the insurance company does. And they're not about to change the rules for us. Not to the tune of $250,000 floor and bills that could reach 7 figures. Jenny McPike's medical records clearly indicate that she's been treated for alcoholism and alcohol-related illness. That makes her ineligible for a transplant under our insurance.
You mean to tell me that the OCB is just going to turn its back on Frank?
While you were in the hospital, we raised $22,678 in donation. Beckstead kicked in $11,000 of his own money. Raglan, $4,500. We're still collecting. But we'll never get close.
Well, she's all yours, Mr. McPike.
I wrote down some things that you'll have to do. I think it's all there. The pallbearers and the music. I used to joke about playing Stairway to Heaven. But I want church classical. You know, Bach and Brahms.
I can't believe you did this.
Well, Frank, you know, you're not very good at that kind of thing. I've given a lot of thought, and I think that Drake should go and live with my sister.
You what?
I've spoke to her already. Frank, there's no way that you can give a 12-year-old boy the attention that he needs with the demands of your job.
Jenny, we'll talk about this later.
I'm thinking of both of you.
Mr. and Mrs. McPike? Hey, you look like you're holding your own.
Bleeding stopped.
Seem to be thinking a little clearer. Looks like Thursday might be a good day to let you go home.
You let her go. What about her care?
There's nothing we can give her here that a part-time nurse can't provide at home.
Wait a second, Buster. What?
Frank, thank you, Dr. Oricchio. I would like to get out of here as soon as possible.
Okay.
Doc? Dr. Riccio, can I talk to you a minute?
Looks like you'd be better off talking to an orthopedic specialist.
Nah, it's about Jenny McPike.
You a relative, Mr.
Terranova. No, I'm a friend of the family. I know she's dying.
Want to step into my office?
Yeah.
Jenny McPike is a very brave woman who's accepted her fate. Sometimes friends and loved ones have a more difficult time accepting terminal illness than the patients.
You're absolutely right about that. I'm not accepting it.
Mr. Terranova, do you have any idea the extent of Jenny's illness?
No, I don't. But I do know that she's in one of the foremost hospitals in this country, and you're just sitting there letting her die. Now, I want some straight answers.
You like to sail, Mr. Terranova? I love to sail. But, I don't sail anymore. I take care of terminally ill patients. And even a 5-minute delay can mean a difference between life and death. So I don't sail. I come in here and I work on these models so that I can be closer to my patients, but they still die. Candidates who meet all the requirements, and I have to go out there in that waiting room and tell their families there's nothing more that I can do for them. And now, Mr. Terranova, I'm telling you, at this point, there's nothing more that I can do for Jenny McPike.
You can do a transplant.
The screening process for transplant recipients is meticulous. It has to be. There are a hell of a lot more diseased livers than healthy livers to replace them. We have to take a look at all the factors.
You mean like medical coverage?
Yeah, like medical coverage. Liver transplants cost a fortune.
So if you don't have the money, you just don't get the operation, right?
I'm not denying that hospitals do wallet biopsies before they decide to take patients on.
Yeah, well, aside from the money, what are the other factors?
Age, heredity, family support. Transplant recipients need a lot of care, a lot of loving support. Jenny's 40 years old. She's got a lousy family medical history and a husband with a job that's stressful to the family. None of these make her an ideal candidate.
Well, who are you to make that judgment?
She's an alcoholic.
She's a human being.
We have young people in these wards that are waiting for other young people to die so they can live. We cannot, we will not risk anything so valuable as a healthy liver on a patient with an alcoholic history. These are hard facts that we have to live with. But I tell you what, Mr. Terranova, you get the state to appoint you Solomon, I'll give a liver to anyone you want. I had to look Jenny McPike and her husband in the eye and tell them that I couldn't save her. She accepted that. I suggest you do the same.
Is there anything you can do?
If John D. Rockefeller walked through that door and donated $1 million to the Hospital Research Center, that might tweak somebody's attention. But at this point, no, there's nothing more I can do.
Group 2. Group 2. This is Group 2.
Vinny?
I'm coming.
Vinny, open up.
What's that?
Open. $1,250,000.
Where'd you get that?
You don't know. No, I mean, you really don't know.
No, I really don't know.
I tell you I need money, and the next morning there's $1 million and change in non-sequential bills in the front seat of my car. Now, doesn't that seem a little coincidental to you?
Where would I get that kind of money?
That's what I'm here to find out. That is really not your money?
No.
Then I'm being set up.
Oh, come on, Frank. You're not being set up.
No, there are all kinds of task forces running around the Capitol trolling for dirty feds. It's probably some kind of ab scam operation. Either that or some rat bastard druggie trying to pay me back with a sting of his own. I'm being set up.
Frank, nobody is setting you up.
Then where did the money come from?
I don't know. Maybe it fell out of the sky. What difference does it make? You can use this money for your wife's operation.
I am not made that way, Vince. I should have turned it into the OCB, and that's just what I'm going to do.
Frank. I put that money in your car. If you turn it in, it could come back on me.
This This is steel grave skim money from the Atlantic City casinos.
No, it's not, Frank. It's not Sonny's money.
I need to know where you got it.
What difference does it make?
It makes a difference to me.
All right. Just call it my parachute.
Roger.
Yeah, as in Roger Lococo.
This is Mel Prophet's money. The case is cursed from day one.
You know, I'm wrestling with those demons myself, Frank. We're talking about your demons now.
Roger gave you this money and you kept it.
Frank, the government hung Roger out to dry. Come on, you were there. They persuaded him to lead the invasion of Il Pavo, and when it went bad, they tried to crucify him.
And you think $1 million is the price they should pay for that?
If I were to exact a price, this wouldn't even come close. But this is my cushion, Frank. It's my insurance policy. And you work under deep coverings. It's real easy. It's real easy to get swept away in the undertow. But the upper echelons of the bureaucracy, they can wash their hands of you anytime they want. They did it to Roger, and they can do it to me if they think it fits their needs. Roger gave me this money to hold. And when he disappeared, I decided to hang on to it. And I kept it because if they decide to turn on me, I want options.
You are rationalizing an illegal act.
I don't believe it's an illegal act unless the money is used for illegal means. I haven't used one dime of this money. I'm still driving the same car. I'm living in my mother's house. You don't see me driving around in a limousine and eating at 21, do you?
You took the money. You kept the money. It's in your possession. You committed an illegal act. And if I don't report it, I am in collusion. Jesus, why did you do this to me?
I didn't do anything to you. Damn it. Yeah, life would be a lot less complicated if I didn't have this money. But I do. And I gave it to you. And that means you're involved. So what's it going to be, Frank? Are you going to turn the money and me in? Or are you going to use it for your wife's operation?
I'm turning it in.
Not the hell you are!
Take your
Frank! Take your hand off me!
I had to get away from that money so I could think. You know, Thomas de Quincey said, if once a man indulges in murder, soon he thinks very little of robbing.
We're not talking about murder, Frank. We're talking about saving a life.
We're talking about a series of illegal acts. It's not right, Vince.
Well, who's to say what's right? What's right about Khashoggi cruising around in a chamois-sealing yacht while 250,000 people in the Sudan starve? What's right about 50,000 people in Armenia getting killed in an earthquake? You know, there was over 100 indictments in the last administration. You got drugs in the Olympics. There's AIDS-infected syringes washing up on beaches. What's right about my brother getting killed by a truck, Frank? What's right about any of it? I'm talking about real life here.
The money came from the profits, Vince. It's drug.
Thank you.
It is drug money, Vince, and it's a felony.
We don't know it's drug money. It could be munitions money sanctioned by the government.
That doesn't make taking it any less of a crime.
The real crime is that people without money can't get the medical attention they need.
You are asking me to go against everything I believe in.
Let's say we use the money for Jenny's operation. And we donate $1 million to the Liver Research Center at the hospital. If we turn that money in, they can use it for anything. They can use it for some sleazy South American dictator or security fence for Oliver North.
And it may be used to put away some of the crud that we go after.
Yeah, maybe. It might. But I'm making a moral judgment here that that money is best used for Jenny. No, I say that it's the individual's duty to make tough decisions so long as he's willing to stick by those decisions. Now, I'm willing to do that, Frank. What about you? You mean to tell me that you've never done anything illegal? Not even a little bit? You never ran a stop sign? Never tuned up your income tax returns a little bit? Were you born perfect?
Wasn't born perfect. I'm far from perfect.
Must have done something illegal.
I smoked dope.
No.
I mean, I went to college. Nice, but I went to college. I was a normal kid. You never tried it?
No. I still got my eye on the Supreme Court.
I only did it a couple times. It made me paranoid. It did. It made me paranoid.
Yeah, I believe you.
Well, anyway, I stopped. When I found out the Greenbelt Police Force required a polygraph.
So you took the polygraph.
Yeah.
What happened?
I fooled the machine. I never felt like I was a user, so the machine registered negative.
Well, there you are.
Vince, you can't equate the taking of this money with the indiscretions of youth.
No, I can't. But I didn't take that money, Frank. It was given to me. I just didn't pass it along, that's all. Frank, I'll go along with whatever you want to do.
I always wanted to be a cop. You know, Ginny and I were high school sweethearts together. Same dreams, same ideals. I don't know what I thought. I'd work hard through school, get a job with a police agency. Life would be a breeze. Nice home, weekends together. Trips to Rehoboth Beach. I love the beach. I had no idea what the demands of the job were. Cases don't know weekends. You know, the first couple times I saw her drunk, I wrote it off as an aberration. I didn't know about the coffee cups filled with vodka that were strategically placed about the house. The liquor bills paid in cash. I didn't know until the doctor told me she had liver disease, that she was an alcoholic. Benny, I still see her as a fresh-faced, bright-eyed high school sophomore with all her dreams ahead of her. And boy, I was the guy that was going to make those dreams come true. Now she's dying.
Frank, take the money.
Funds are drying up. Look, I can't guarantee anything. The rules aren't etched in stone. There have been special considerations in the past.
And Jenny will get the operation?
To keep this facility running, I've had to make some very unusual deals. Some of my colleagues would call them compromises or sellouts. I don't give a flying crap what they call them. I'll do anything to save lives.
Jenny's name will be put on the list.
Mr. McPike, there's no guarantee she'd survive the operation.
Yes, sir. That I know.
What did you do, Frank?
I didn't do anything.
Damn it, yes you did. I don't know what kind of federal weight you threw around, but I know you did something. Damn. I had resigned myself to dying. I had accepted this. Now, if they find me another liver, I've got to deal with the possibility of living or dying all over again. Damn you, Frank.
Club aboard, have a seat. Well, how'd soccer practice go?
Fine.
You score any goals? Oh, that's right. You're a defenseman, aren't you?
Mom's been wanting a gazebo for a long time.
It's the job, buddy. I wanted to finish this since last summer.
I know. Maybe sometime you could show me how to build a gazebo.
I'll show you how to build a gazebo right now. As soon as we finish this fine sandwich. McPike. Yes, sir, thank you. They have a new liver for your mother.
They're going to take another human being's liver and put it inside me. Somebody who was living and breathing just hours ago. Somebody who had a family and dreams.
So, you both know the chances for survival.
Whose liver am I getting?
That's not important.
Oh, it is to me. I want to know.
Belongs to a 19-year-old Georgetown co-ed who was killed on the D.C. Beltway at 4:16 this afternoon. The donor organ will be at the airport in a matter of minutes, so we're going to have to get her downstairs. Why don't we give him a minute?
Where's Drake?
Mrs. Harmon's staying with him.
This has been the hardest on him. He's really an emotional boy. You should get to know him, Frank.
I know him, Jenny. He's my son.
Takes more than chromosomes to be connected to somebody.
You know, I know I was gone a lot, but I spent my fair share of sleepless nights with him when he was sick. I even changed a few diapers in my time.
Yeah, a few. No, you were a good provider, Frank. And I know you meant well. It was just your damned sense of duty that just kept you this far from being a human being.
I did my best.
Did you, Frank?
I thought I did. I realize now I could have done more.
Well, me too. I could have done a lot better. Somewhere along the line, I just started feeling sorry for myself. Do you think anybody can say that they did everything exactly right?
Your mother.
Frank, if I don't make it, you should remarry. You should. You need somebody around to pick up the pieces for you, both physically and psychologically. Be good to Drake. He's really gonna need you now.
She's in the recovery room.
Yeah?
Well, it's a little bit too soon to tell yet. I've got her on some potent immunosuppressant drugs to help with the rejection. At this point, it's kind of a roll of the dice. You know, it could be days, maybe weeks before we know if the donor organ took.
That's good, partner. McPike. Thank you, Doctor. That's it, big guy. Dr. Riccio feels like the liver's taken. Your mother's out of the woods. like to thank you for the money you contributed for Jenny's operation.
Frank, we're all happy that Jenny's doing so well.
Thank you.
I gather this isn't a social visit.
No, sir. Vince and I are here to turn ourselves in for misuse of government funds.
What did you do, Frank? Fudge on your gas mileage chit?
I used money confiscated in a case to get Jenny her operation. I knew I was committing a felony, a chargeable offense, and I went ahead and used it anyway.
How much money are we talking about here?
$1,250,000.
Where did you get this $1,250,000?
I got it. From Roger Lococo.
It was Lococo's money?
No, he took it from Mel and Susan Prophet. He took it so our government could replace Il Pavo's dictator with one they could pull strings on.
And you didn't like what the government was doing, so you took the money for yourself.
I didn't take it. Roger gave it to me.
Vince turned the money over to me, and I used it for Jenny's operation.
Now, wait a minute, Frank. I have full culpability in this.
Mel and Susan Prophet. Those names have a familiar ring. The other name was Roger...
Lococo. L-O-C-C-O-C-O.
As far as I can tell, the Prophet case is closed. As far as the government is concerned, there is no Roger Lococo.
What are you talking about?
The money you're talking about doesn't officially exist. And this meeting never took place. It'd be better for everyone involved if that's the way it stands. Frank, you've been a good friend and a good agent. The Bureau's giving you some time off to be with your wife during her recovery. How much more of this non-existent money do you have, Agent Terranova?
Let's leave this mess and take on the Super Mario Brothers again.
All right. Dad, I'm sorry Mom's sick, but I'm happy to be hanging out with you.
I'm happy to be hanging out with you, too. I'm going to be around a lot more from now on. And you are going to teach me about some of that soccer.
Awesome.
Now listen, buddy. Your mama's going to need us both now.
I know. I've kind of been studying up. Once Mom's body accepts the new liver, it's the psychological stuff that's the hard part.
You know, I am learning a lot from you.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh. Oh, thanks.
How you feeling?
Like new. It's funny what a little oxygen to the brain will do for you.
Dr. Riccio says you'll be able to come home at the end of the week.
Oh, I know. I haven't been so excited about anything since Drake was born.
Well, I'm pretty excited myself.
Something we have to talk about, Frank.
Yeah?
Now, I know this sounds crazy, but when I was in surgery, I had a vision.
Don't worry. Dr. Riccio says it's common to have visions.
I know. It's common to have hallucinations under the knife, but Frank, there was nothing common about this. I mean, there I was, still alive, after hours of surgery, with this stranger's liver inside me. I had this vision. It was a virtual epiphany, Frank. I mean, it really changed my life.
That's good, Jenny.
It came to me with startling clarity that I was being saved so that I could help others. But in order to help others, I had to help myself first. Frank, I want you out of the house when I get home.
You what?
Didn't it seem strange to you that I just skipped anger and denial and settled so easily for acceptance?
Jenny, I love you.
I love you too, Frank. That's why I'm letting you go. We'll both lead fuller and better lives.
You can't do that.
Yes, I can. And I am. I know you better than anybody, Frank, and that is your beauty. Frank McPike, the unbending guardian of right. It's impossible for you to do anything that is wrong by your standards. It just came to me, Frank, and I know it's not all your fault, but this marriage has been killing me 1 millimeter at a time.
Jenny, when you get home and you have time to think this over, you'll feel better. You will.
I've been thinking about it for 19 years, Frank. This marriage took a liver from me. Now you have found a way to give me one back. Let's just call it even.
I guess if you say so, I'll have to pack my things and go.